Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Instagram and Facebook. Welcome to our weekly chat, live chat on spirituality.
Today we're going to talk about the magic of connecting with nature.
Yes. And we have a lot of visitors, of course, that come to Iceland because of the beautiful nature that we have here. And we have been exploring nature both in Iceland and connecting with nature in many places around the world. And I think it's safe to say that it's different in each place.
Yeah, the energy is a bit different in each and every place, but what is common everywhere we go is that there are, these amazing plants and trees and this different energy, and there are elementals everywhere.
Yes, there is energy everywhere. It doesn't have to be a big patch of forest or, like you say, greeneries or whatever. It just needs to be a single tree to be able to connect with the energy of nature. And nature is so close to us, even though it can feel as it's far away.
Yeah.
And here in Iceland, we are quite lucky that our energy is very vibrant, our natural or nature energy is very vibrant. And sometimes when we connect to it, we might sense it as a bit chaotic. And there's a lot of fire, but there's also a lot of earth. And our elementals, we have a story of or history of connecting with elementals here for centuries. And I think that we have that in common with some other countries. I mean, like Scotland, for example, Ireland. And so there is this folklore, but the folklore is, in our opinion, based on truth. Yeah, at least based on truth, but then the stories have been skewed because of something else.
Yeah. There is this. I've met an anthropologist who was doing a study on here in Iceland on how people believe, or if people still believe in elementals, and there was a huge difference between people in the city and people in the countryside.
Yeah.
And when you go out and explore it, it becomes so much easier to understand why we connect with the elementals, because when nature is as it is, then and it's everywhere. Basically, we live in a large country, but with a small population. It becomes so much easier to imagine what you are connecting with.
Yeah.
But what we have loved to do is to go out and really try to connect, and not try, but to really connect with not just the elementals, but also connect with nature itself.
Because the nature is a living being, and it has many facets and aspects and many different kinds of energies that we don't necessarily have to categorize as elementals, but it's a really a big rainbow of all kinds of energies. And we are all born with this talent to connect with nature, and we can see it when children go out to nature. They are so in their element, and they have no problems talking to the flowers and just putting mud on their faces, and most of them don't really want to come in at all. They just want to stay outside. I grew up on a farm, and I was a very anxious kid with a very active mind, and my sanctuary was nature, and I wanted to stay outside all the time because I felt I could feel nature whisper to me, and you could find me standing outside talking out into the air. But I was speaking to nature, and I was speaking to maybe at that time didn't realize that there were elementals around me, but I was just speaking to the presence that I felt. And
that can be so many different things.
There can be so many different things, and just climbing up the hill, lying down in soft moss and grass and looking at the birds, it was just heaven.
But what does it mean to connect with nature? Well, first of all, it's easy to go outside and just open up and say and have this intention of connecting with nature. You don't need to define what you're connecting with. Just have this intention. You want to connect with nature, and if you're walking on a patch of grass somewhere, or you're walking in a forest, or where there are flowers everywhere, or you can be in a park in a city, but you can have this intention of connecting with nature. And really, when you open up, when we open our heart center and we allow us to connect, and we allow the nature to connect back to us, it starts sending us this beautiful energy that it has. And all different plants have different energies, different vibration. But it doesn't mean that we need to define it and we need to say that I would just want to connect with this tree. We can just go outside and really allow nature to send us healing, to send us energy.
And nature is calling us back. It's we have been disconnected from nature, at least a lot of us, for a very long time, and maybe for generations sometimes. And nature is slowly calling us back, because the planet is ascending, and nature wants us to come back to its arms, and wants us to rise with her. And I think that is why a lot of people are feeling this pull towards nature. There's so many people that have started to do hikes and all kinds of, yoga in nature and mindfulness in nature, and everything happens in nature. Yeah. Gardening, doing their own vegetable gardens, and planting trees everywhere. And that's just because our heart feel that nature is pulling us back. And we were, in my case, I was connected with nature when I was a kid, but then I got disconnected just because life took over, and I was more occupied with other things. But when I found my way back, and I started to understand and use my intuition and my connections to really understand what I was connecting with at each time, it was it was just magical moment upon magical moment. Yeah. It's all these amazing beings that I experienced, and I'm still experiencing. Meeting queens and kings and dwarves and trolls and whatever name we choose to call them. We don't necessarily need to categorize them at all. And all the love that we can find, and all the support that we can find within all the healing, yes. And also, what has been really important to me, not only the healing that I can get from nature, but also that I can contribute. Because sometimes we as humans have affected the energies of nature in a negative way. We have maybe bombed a rock, or dug a tunnel, or built a house without negotiating with the elementals that were there before, and that can cause a lot of trauma. And we can help with that, to heal that trauma in their dimension, so we can all rise and go forward together.
Yeah. Yes, there are so many different dimensions of that the elementals live in, and there are so many different types, even though we don't need to define them. But that's why it's important to explore and connect with nature, because we are sharing this space with so many different beings. And it's not that we need to be aware of all of them. We just need to respect the earth that we live on, and that we, when we are going through places, and it's just respectful to just go out and say hello or good morning when you're taking your morning walk. And it gives us so much. And just going out in nature has been a huge part of my healing journey, especially when I feel stressed or anxious. Just going out and taking a walk, and as soon as I'm out the door, I'm opening up, I'm greeting nature, and I'm offering my heart energy to them, and I feel the connection back. And I feel the energy start flowing my way. And one thing I love to do is just follow the cycles of nature to see, how the greenery is growing, how this plant is growing. And also when it's fading again in the autumn, and looking, at the ground through winter as well, because it's resting, and it's so good to learn and to connect with this energy of the earth when it is resting.
But I mean, even though nature is resting in winter, it's not dormant. It's there is a lot of energy that we can explore and we can experience, and there is a lot of energy work being done by nature in the winter, and then often through geometric forms in frozen water or snowflakes or whatever. And it's really interesting to connect to that and to explore what's happening at each moment, I think. And what I found is that there is so much magic to be explored and received in nature that. And my experiences in nature, sometimes I felt like I was in a Lord of the Rings movie. I mean, it's like
There's so much happening.
if you just let yourself go into it, and you just allow the experiences to come, and you don't edit what comes to you, but you just allow, and you believe in the adventure, you believe in the magic, and then I think there's no limit to what we can experience in nature.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're going to talk more about connecting with nature in a workshop on the 29th of January.
Yeah, online workshop.
Yeah. We're going to talk about the elementals around you, and we're going to work with you to connect with the elementals in your neighborhood or in your surroundings. And another way we love connecting with nature is through meditation. And we have guided meditations, a package of meditations called Connecting with Nature on our website that you can take with you to connect with different parts of nature, such as a plant or a tree, rock, water.
Yeah. We will on Facebook put a registration link to our workshops in the comments below. And we can also put a link to our meditation package. And we'll put the links in bio on Instagram as well, so you can take a look and check it out, and take a journey with us through nature, and maybe experience some magic of your own.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and enjoy. And until next Wednesday, we hope you go out and enjoy the nature.
We do.
Thank
Take
you.
care.